Hello everybody. I wanted to show you how you can use PowerTeacher to create groups and manage groups in your classroom if you're doing group project activities. So to do that, if you get into PowerTeacher, you can go to the Student Info tab, and then under these custom columns to the right, you can put students into groups. So we'll just randomly group these students up, put them in group 1. Okay, and once the students are put into groups, since this is in a custom column, we can sort by clicking on the title. So we can sort so that I can see who's in the different groups like this. And that's kind of a neat way to assign groups and keep track of who's in what group. You can of course use the different columns for different projects that you have going on throughout the year. Another neat thing is if you put these groups into the preferred name column, then you can also set up grading by groups. So let's enter in some groups here. Okay, got a couple groups, and again you can sort it by that column then. But if you go back to your score sheet, and make sure to save that, you can go to, at the top of your page, Gradebook Preferences. And here it is under the Student tab. We can display by first name and use the preferred name when available. So if you select first, last, and then use preferred name when available, I guess we'll want to sort by first name. This is just the display, I guess, sorry. So we can keep that last first, but we'll sort them by the first name and use preferred name when available. So now you can see that we've got the preferred name that we set under the student info, and now our students are in our grade book by those groups. So that might make it easier to enter grades when the students are grouped up. Another, oh, and if you want to turn that back off, of course, just go back to Preferences, to the Student tab, uncheck the Use Preferred Name, and then we'll sort them by last name. So now things are back the way they were. All right, so the other thing you can do is if you go to the web where you would take attendance, you can click on the seating chart feature and go to Seating Chart Design. And this tip was given to me by Sam Mason, so thank you. You can use this to create random groups. So what you want to do is click a new layout for your seating chart. And don't worry, you can always come back to your seating chart as you have it already. And we'll just call this groups. And so if I want to switch back to my old seating chart, I can just go back to the one that I had. But I'm going to go to groups. And now I'm going to create, we'll say groups of 4. So there's a couple ways you can do this, but I'm going to use the tables feature. And I'm going to have 4 chairs per table because I want groups of 4. And I'm going to do that a couple times to create several groups of 4, and I'll separate them out a little bit. I know that I have 25 students in this class, so I'll need enough chairs for all of them. So I'm going to need one more chair. Put him off to the side. Maybe we'll have a group of 5. All right, and once you have your chairs set up, these are going to become your groups. You can hit populate, and then we can put them in randomly into our groups. So there we go. Now we've got our groups randomly generated. It's as easy as that. If you clear, of course you can move students around if you don't like the random generation, or you can populate it by male, female, split up the guys and the girls a little bit. And then also, I don't know if you can, if you knew how to do this or not, but if you select 2 students at the same time, there's a little 2-way arrow, and if you hit that 2-way arrow, that will flip-flop those 2 students. So that's maybe a quick shortcut to moving students around within your groups. And then we can save that, and that becomes my groupings. I can always go back to my original layout so I can take attendance under the seating chart tab. And go back to my groups. All right, if you have any questions, feel free to shoot us an email. Have fun.